What is going on, Eagles family? Hope everybody's having a good night. I know we had the schedule release a little while ago. I was rushing to get a nice little schedule graphic done. And of course, it came out like 20 minutes early. Of course, we had about 3 leaks earlier in the day. So I knew a couple of them had some things in place, but and then we got it always comes early. But I thought we'd take a little gander at this here 2020 schedule. Of course, I understand. Right now, we're not sure if there is going to be a 2020 season. I really don't even want to talk like that, but I get it. Everybody keeps hitting me with that, like, oh, there's not even going to be a season. That's great. That's wonderful. We're going to talk as if there is going to be a 2020 football season because I can't live without it. So we're going to go ahead and move along. We can take a little look here at the schedule that we do have coming up. Thought we could break it down, I'll give you my estimation at the end of what I think, I'll guess what our schedule will be. You guys can tell me yours, whatever your heart desires, ask me whatever you please. But yeah, let's break this bad boy down. What do you guys think about it? I mean, I'm pretty confident. Obviously, I'm usually pretty confident about things. So, I try to keep that mindset, but going into this season, I have a lot of reason for that. Clearly, we added depth to the places we needed it. And we talked about this for months before, where we needed to add it, and we did that. We got faster, younger, really loving what I'm seeing right now. So without further ado, let's break this bad boy down. What's going on, Alexis? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take a look at this very difficult schedule. Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard every year. We get hard. It seems it gets tougher and tougher. We're one of the 10 toughest looking schedules in my mind, and it's going to be a tough one. But like we just mentioned, we got a tough team this year, and I'm really confident. I really am confident in this team. So I think, I'm not going to give you a number now. I think we can individually break these bad boys down. Let's take a look at them. Can't wait for October 4th. That Niners, yeah, that's a wild one, man. That's going to be a showdown. I'm going to try to be at any game I possibly can. I'd like to go to an away game. I've been to many home games. I would like to go to the Cowboys and show them what a real fan looks like. Maybe the Redskins, Giants. I have no problem going into enemy territory and letting them know what a diehard looks like. Go Birds. I'm with that, Al. That every day, all day. Yeah, we're going to be tough, Alexis. And we finally, it seems, are getting that swagger back. And I think, this quarantine sucks, obviously. But them having the time together to have to Snapchat, Face, whatever the hell, Zoom, do whatever they can, I think it's going to work out for them, honestly. They're getting closer. They're all finding out about each other a little bit more than they probably would have. And obviously, it's not helping in the football area. I get it. This sucks. I'm trying to make the most of it, though. So I think this will help in a little bit, and this team's going to grow that bond. And we talked about what this team would look like healthy last year. Now we're going to get some people back healthy. Hopefully we stay healthy. We talk about the changes we added to the medical staff all over, man. Where we saw issues last year, looks like we fixed them. Now we can sit here and talk about, how, it looks great on paper, but we all know that doesn't mean jack. Yeah, trying to PG here. How can that be the 25th strength? I don't know where you read that. I'm sure it could be. I'm sure they come up with stuff like that all the time. I really don't care. We all know that every year teams change. And what I see from those teams are some pretty damn tough teams. Now, we got the Redskins, Giants, and Cowboys twice a year every year. We love that. But there are definitely some tough teams. And even the teams that you would usually look at, I'm 34. So you look back 20 years ago, you're like, oh, yeah, Browns, Cardinals, well, even 5-10 years ago. But now both those teams are looking like they stocked up. We're going to Lambeau again. There's another one. It's like, we got the Niners, Rams. We've got quite the tough schedule. So Colin Cowherd got us at 5th. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. In my mind, it looks like it's one of the top 10 at least. So whatever they want to give it, I don't really care. We'll see who's healthy on each team, especially when that week comes. So every week, everything changes. We don't know what this team's going to look like, what that team's going to look like. So we can all just go with it, We'll take it as it comes. But for now, we got something, so let's ride with that. Speed, and more speed. Dude, that first video I made, I was so excited because we had to get over the Jalen Hurts thing. We got to get over it. Obviously, it was a second-round pick. We're a little pissed off about that. I get it. I was a little jacked. We all saw the video. But we got to take it now. We got to understand it. We got a good backup quarterback. Carson Wentz is going to take this. It's going to drive him. Let him get that damn trophy by himself this time. Now, I understand this is tough, but we are a dominant Super Bowl caliber team. I don't care what anybody says. So bring it on. We added that speed. We added youth. We got rid of some of the older heads. Maybe bring back a JP, but we lost Bradham and Jenkins. And, we're getting younger, and we brought in their replacements. We moved Mills back, and I thought that's the position he should have played for the last 3 damn years. But we're here now, so let's hope these are the moves that needed to be made. Yeah. Bring a little juice today, dude, we're going to bring it every day. And I think they're seriously getting that swagger back. I really do. I feel it, man. I'm getting so pumped, everything I see. And then we still got our head coach. See, that's all that matters. We have the 2 key ingredients that got us to the Super Bowl, the quarterback and the coach. And you said Nick Foles. Oh, dude, I was one of the only people that sat here and said Nick Foles was the perfect backup to come in here and then ride with him off into the sunset to win a damn Super Bowl. So I get it, but dear God, the Nick Foles talk drives me insane. No, he is not better than Carson Wentz, and he would have never gotten there without Carson Wentz. So you got to give credit where credit's due. This is Carson Wentz's team, but now it's time for him to rise up and get himself a damn Super Bowl trophy. So I think he can do it, and he has that coach, and we added where we talked about the last couple of years, speed. We traded for Deshaun Jackson. Then he ends up getting hurt. Bring back Shelton Gibson. Like this, just not good. Not good pickups. We tried. People kept getting hurt. People get thrown in the fire. Arcega-Whiteside, I've not given up on. Get him back out there. I really think this receiving core, giving Carson Wentz weapons, is going to – we have a running back. We've got good running backs behind him. We've got guys that are going to compete for that power back role. Corey Clement can kind of compete there, but I'd like to see Evander Holyfield and Michael Warren really step it up. You got that little ace in the hole, Adrian Killins. I mean, we are, dude, firepower. Jalen Reagor, you guys know I loved that pick. Can't get enough of that one. So I just really feel that we're in a great place, guys. This guy right here, Doug, the longest tenured coach in the NFC East. Yeah, that is crazy. And, we're going to talk about that, how the teams that we are about to face, with their new head coaches, I'm excited for it, dude. I'm beyond excited. This Facebook user, if you click at the top of Facebook, there is a link. It'll allow me to see who you are, so I don't have to call you Facebook user. It is a pretty tough schedule. I will agree with you there. We're going to break it down, though, because we're a tough-ass team. We are the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's take, do you think, second place? All right. Forgetting that I have this new system. I can pop these right up on here. Second place team in the NFC East takes a wild card spot. That's a good question. This is going to be a tough year. I don't know, though. Only team I see really competing with us is the Cowboys, but they're not going to compete with us. I don't see them getting the wild card, so no, I don't. But you never know. I think this division is going to get a little better with us getting better. So obviously last year was kind of a crap show, and we made it in, and who cares? We made it. So that's all that matters to me. But yeah, either way, I don't. They're bums. So I hope they don't. And if they do, and I hope they face us and they get their ass beat. But let's take a gander at this, okay? We've got week 1. Washington Redskins, okay? Now, that's a team that hasn't beaten us since like 2016. So I'm going ahead and giving us a W for week 1. I really don't think that they're going to beat us. They got Dwayne Haskins as their quarterback. I know they traded for Kyle Allen from the Panthers, but I really don't think that whoever their quarterback is going to compete. They got Ron Rivera back there at coach. They lost Chris Thompson, who always seemed to – those little catching fast backs always get us, man. But either way, I don't think that they come away with a victory. I think Ronald Darby gets smoked over and over again by Jalen Reagor and the rest of the Philadelphia Eagles, Deshaun Jackson and crew, maybe Quez Watkins, maybe John Hightower returning to his hometown of Maryland to show off to the hometown. I don't know, man. I'm really excited, but I think we pull a W off there. That's in Washington, so I think we go to their house week 1 and we show dominance on the road, which we need to get in the blood for the year. So all for it. Then we go home for our first home matchup. Another 1 o'clock game against the LA Rams. Not St. Louis anymore. Almost said that. Yeah. Still can't stand them because obviously they're the team where Carson goes out and it comes in. Hey, whatever. We won the Super Bowl, so I can't be mad at them. But don't like Jared Goff. Don't think he's better than Carson Wentz. I think people who think that are high as hell. I don't think that they're going to beat us. I don't have Gurley anymore. They're a good team. They are. Jalen Ramsey, you will not stand up against Jalen Reagor. Good luck. But yeah, I think the Eagles take that victory at home. First home game of the year. 2-0 to start the year. I mean, that's how I see it, at least for now. Empty Chair says, kind of surprised when he saw Godwin's career stats. Yeah, I hope he steps it up too. And he ended up last year on IR, missed a lot of time in the last few years. You know, he's definitely got some injuries. That's one of the things we've talked about the last few days, you know, the injuries to all the wide receivers, you know. That's something that's very scary with the veterans. And that's why we talked about, do we start out with 6 receivers on the roster? Even 7, would we dare? I don't know. But does Alshon Jeffrey go to the PUP list so that we're able to have another healthy wide receiver to start the season and ensure that he is truly healthy from that Lisfranc injury? I would like to see him start off the PUP and add some guys. So one of those guys stepping up would be Marquise Goodwin. Him healthy, Deshaun Jackson healthy, and Jalen Reagor healthy on the field at the same time. Dear Lord. Those are some burners, so I'm all about it. Yeah, I don't think Godwin's really like Nelly. I think he's better than Nelson Aguilar. But Nelson Aguilar was good too. He had his moments, but he sucked at the end. He really did. But if we can get the good version and the good version of Goodwin himself, I don't think he's really like Aguilar. He's a lot faster. I think he's better. And Aguilar was just bust, man. So, yeah, I think he's not coming in here to be our guy either. He's going to be like the 4th or 5th wide receiver. So I think you got to realize that he's probably going to stay a lot healthier when he's not needed as much. So it's a low cost, you know, high reward kind of deal. You know, you trade back 20 places, still got really good picks, and you got a guy who you restructure for a 1 year, $1.35 million, I do believe it was, and then he has $1 million in incentive. So I think that was a smart move. If he doesn't make the team, not a big deal. But if he does, I want him to. I want him to stay healthy. That's what I really hope. But yeah, Alexis says here, I agree. I think the Rams have taken a step back, and I really don't think they traded away Cooks and he went to the Texans. I don't see them as a threat. So I think we take them down, start off the season 2-0. Do I think Watkins and Hightower? I broke this down the last few videos, but yeah, I'll happily talk about it anytime. Watkins and Hightower are really fast, both of them, and they're really good. They have to work on a lot of things. Both of them, a little stiff in the hips, don't necessarily go get that ball. They can make good catches. I'm not saying that, but they're not necessarily fighting for the ball. Now, they're supposed to be burners. They can work on things. Both over 6 foot, Quez Watkins at 6 and 6'2" for John Hightower. So, I think that they should both make the team. Doesn't mean just because you're drafted, you're going to make the team, but I would hope. And that's where you come back to that. Do we keep 6? Do we even keep 7? Because, all right, let's look at it this way. You have Deshaun Jackson and then Alshon Jeffrey coming back. You assume, they still want them to be the key pieces. You're veteran guys. Then you have, is Greg Ward going to make the team? He's really on the bubble for me, but produced well. Loved the kid. Wanted him to stay last year, but now you've got a lot more talent, so he's going to have to get better. But this is his 4th year. Has he hit his ceiling? Let's see. I'm really intrigued to see what happens there. But then you have Arcega-Whiteside, 2nd-round pick last year. I talked a little about him. Really love the kid. I think, I talked about it all year. You guys heard me. Carson Walsh, Mike Groh. I talked about it every week, how I really felt they weren't coaching this kid up right. Then we come to find out, they fired them. It probably was their fault. This kid was playing through injury, needed help to the bathroom. said that when he was playing, didn't know where the hell he was going. They had him all over. He just wasn't ready for it. I don't know how many rookies really would have stepped in and done great at that time. So not really hating on the kid. I think he's going to come in with veterans around him, not forced into being the guy. And he really wasn't. He had like 10 catches for 159 yards and a touchdown, something ridiculous like that. But you need much better stats. And I think he'll get those this year with better players around him. So I have faith in him. Okay, so that was Jackson Jeffrey, Ward, Arcega-Whiteside we talked about. And then you talk about your first-round draft pick, Jalen Reagor. That's 5. And then Goodwin, 6. And then you talk about Hightower or Watkins. That's 8 right there. Then you have your old heads from way back. You know, you have Marcus Green, Robert Davis, Shelton Gibson was one of them. And then the kid from Atlanta. It's leaving me right now. I can't think of it. Either way, that was Marcus Green. Either way, Deontay Burnett was the one I was missing. Then you had 2 more undrafted free agents. Khalil Tate, the quarterback out of Arizona, who is switching to a wide receiver. He ran like a 4.6 40, but the dude can move for, a guy his size, like 6'2". Really intrigued to see him. Another like Greg Ward type prospect. He's moving from quarterback to wide receiver. Then you had that Menasha Bailey, kid that moved from linebacker to wide receiver, led his school in catches, yards, and touchdowns last year. I really think that, he's another intriguing pick. He's 6 foot. So 2 more big guys there. You're going to see some competition here. 14 guys, competing. I'm really excited about the wide receiver position, but obviously a little scared about the first half. We talked about the injury. So how many are we going to keep? 6, possibly 7. The new CBA allows 55 players on game day. You have 12 guys now on your active or your practice squad rather than 10. So with the 12 guys, you can bring 2 up now on game day. So you essentially have 55 people on your roster rather than 53 where it used to be. Then you have to cut that down, obviously. You have to take 7 people off. You have to have 48 people for game day actives rather than the 46 that it used to be. So you get more opportunity to add some of these guys. Now, you got to be careful putting those guys on practice squad because then another team can pluck them away. That's where we come back to, do we keep 7 wide receivers? Holy crap, it sounds ridiculous, but we'll see, because then you could bring some people at other positions up from practice squad and not feel like what you do with tight ends and linebackers all the time and stuff. So cornerbacks we had to last year, but very, very intrigued to see what happens there, man. Very. Kayvon Wallace. Oh, yeah. I've been huge on him. I try to talk about him as much as I can. I loved that pick. That really turned the day around the next day after we were all hurting from the Hurts pick. We're like, come on now. Turn this all around. And they sure did. So good job by them. A kid that fits the mold of Malcolm Jenkins, that he can play safety in the nickel, can move around. Perfect for Jim Schwartz's defense. Obviously, Jalen Mills and Will Parks are going to try to hold that down as well. Now you got multiple guys you can put in at the same time. Big nickel, move people around. Love the Kayvon Wallace pick. So, yeah, going to be a steal of the draft. Another steal is that Prince Tega Winogo. Got him in the 6th round. That's a steal, baby. Yeah. Yeah, I just said that, Alexis. He should start on the PUP list. So that's what I think. And, yep, just went through the 55. Yeah, and then this person clearly just joined in. No one is playing this year. Yes, we're talking as if they are, because it sucks without it. And clearly that is a possibility. But it's perfectly fine. I have a schedule, and I'm going to roll with it. So I'm excited about football, and I understand that it's possible it doesn't happen, but I'm going to hope that it does. Trust me, I know people suck, and they're still out there. Let's spread it. Let's get out. It's like, oh, God. It's apparently scientists just don't know. Yep, that's what I was just saying. The deal is when you bring up 2 people from the practice squad, you can also allow them twice to not hit waivers. So you can protect them as well there. So there are some new rules, loving the rules, but we'll try to keep moving here to pick number 3, week 3, Cincinnati Bengals. All right. Cincinnati Bengals. I got Joe Burrow now. It's not Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is clearly going to be the Cowboys quarterback. So, Cincinnati Bengals still have A.J. Green. They got T. Higgins. So, going to be nice. John Ross. Could be a nice team there. But guess what? Going to get your ass kicked either way. The secondary is going to be much improved. A.J. Green will get shut down by Darius Slay. T. Higgins by Sidney Jones. Anybody else wants to come get some? Get some. Eagles win that one again at home, 3-0 to start the season. Then you get a tough one. Head on down the road to the West Coast to San Francisco. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Defending NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. Tough run game. Got some good receivers, great defense, decent quarterback. Going to be a tough matchup. Going to be coming off 2 home wins and then going on the road with some confidence that we won the first week on the road. I think we go in, show the NFL that we are serious, and then we'll hear a lot of, it was a fluke, it was a fluke. But I'm promising you now, after that win, you're going to know, oh, he was serious. We're going to get that W, 4-0. We're going to head back to the East Coast, close to home. I'm going to head to Pittsburgh. Now, these guys, it's always a good time playing them. I remember when I was in the hospital, when we last beat the living snot out of them, and all these nurses were talking about how Steelers were so great. And I just kept asking them, like, what was that score again? And, you know, we weren't great at the time. And Carson Wentz, yeah, we still whooped that ass. So they can come get some. They improved themselves a little, but we'll smack the dirt out of Ben Roethlisberger, show them the real team of the NFC, or the Pennsylvania. Sorry, it's been a late one. I think we start 5-0. I'm going to be real with you. Now the next one. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. But they come into our house. It's a daytime game that could change. You never know. Wow. The Ravens. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens versus Carson Wentz and the Eagles. I think that it's going to be another one where Carson Wentz is able to show the world that he is indeed a good quarterback. I believe that will definitely be a challenge. I really don't. This is going to be tough for me, man, because it's hard for me to sit here and say that we could lose any of these. You know what I mean? It's the NFL. But you could also win any of these. So that's tough for me. But I'm going to sit here and say that I don't know if we're able to stop Lamar Jackson with our linebackers. I want to say our line be able to get pressure, but they're pretty damn good. If I have to look at this damn schedule and really pick losses, I'd say that, okay, when I look at it, I'd say maybe 3 or 4, okay? That's what I'm thinking right now. Yeah, Niners, Steelers, Ravens, Giants, Cowgirls in a row. That's not a cakewalk at all. It's going to be tough, and that's what I'm trying to look at here, and I'm trying to be realistic. I don't want to just sit here. I'd love to say we're going to go 16-0, and we could. We have the firepower, and we have added the pieces, I feel. We still have a lot of free agents out there, so let's not think that it's over yet. So I'm really struggling with this Ravens one because I want to just say that we're going to win, man. I think we come back home confident, and we seal the win, 6-0. 7-0, beat the Giants at home. Night, that's a 4-game rest on that one. That's going to be tough. The Giants suck. So I think we're going to handle Daniel Jones. Yeah, 7-0. And then the Cowboys, we get a nice rest. And it's at home. I think we beat them. I'm being real with you here, dude. It's 7-1 or 8-0 right now. And going into the bye, I'm perfectly fine at 7-1. Even if we're 6-2. Okay? Because that 3-game stretch right there you're looking at, you know, the Niners, the Steelers, and the Ravens. That's pretty damn hard. But only one of them is on the road, and it's right down the road. Pittsburgh. Like, I think, you know, it seems rough and it seems tough, but I think the Eagles are the better team. And honestly, and then you have 2 division games, both at home. And obviously, your second half of your season is going to get tougher. But right now, how I'm looking at it, we honestly could go into the bye 8-0. I firmly believe that this team could go into the bye 8-0. 7-1, 6-2, I'm perfectly fine with. But I really don't think we're going to lose those games. I think when this team gets together, starts gelling, what we start seeing from them, we're really gonna see how good this team is. I honestly, I firmly believe we could go 8-0 through that stretch. So then you get a bye week, week 9. We love those bye weeks right there. We talk about that all the time. Having that right there in the middle, perfect, man. Get the guys that are hurt rested up, people coming back. Here we go. Love it, man. Got Alexis here. Ravens game can shut Lamar down with running. Their defense is tough. Exactly. And that's what I'm thinking. But here's what's in my mind. I think we could literally throw all over, and they're not going to stop us. I know they got a tough defense. We're going to need to have that offensive line step up. And I think the receivers, though, can dust. I mean, they got some decent receiver or cornerbacks, but I don't think they're that good. I'm going to be honest with you. If my buddy Beaver was on, he'd have a good laugh. Marcus Peters, what a bum. Marlon Humphrey's really, really good. So he'll be a challenge. Jimmy Smith, he's all right. He's decent, but I'm not really worried about it. Alexis says, thinks we lose to San Francisco and the Ravens. We could. They're two tough teams, but honestly, I think we could beat them. So, yeah. The coin could go on either side for me. You know what I mean? So, I'm just breaking them down, taking a look at them. I honestly firmly believe we could go 8-0, but I'm okay with if it would go 6-2. Alexis, enjoy date night. Have a good one, man. I got my 6-year anniversary coming up in a couple days, so I'll have my date night. Hope you have a good one. Appreciate all the questions and tuning in, man. And hope to talk to you soon. Go Birds! And then we have empty chair here. Ravens playing the Steelers at home week 7. Could they possibly overlook the Eagles? Yeah, there you go. See? Stuff like that. They definitely could. That's something I haven't even got to look at yet. So it's, something we'll keep in mind. And that's what we talk about every week. We don't know what the situation is going to be. Did they just play a late night game that went into overtime last week, and it was against a tough team, blah, blah, blah. You don't know. But every week, it's going to be a challenge. None of these are going to be a cakewalk. But we're still going to sit here and try to break it down a little bit at least. Because thank God we have something. And I know it's not football, but gets me by, man. That draft had made my heart full. I need more football, any kind of football. About to go buy Madden and just black out on it. Seriously. But coming out of the bye, that's really tough. We have 3 home games. That's rough. 5 away games to some pretty tough teams. So it might be a different story in the second half of the season, but I think if we come out strong, we saw 6-2, 7-1, 8-0, any of those, I think we could build some confidence going into the bye. And then you come out, you go on the road, once again, a short trip to the New York Giants, a familiar place. And we've had their number for a while. Talked about beating them in week 7, even though it's a 4-day, you only have 4 days rest after playing the Ravens. It'll probably be a little tougher, that first one. I think this one, we go into their house, beat the living snot out of them. So that's another W coming out of the bye. Then we got the Browns coming up week 11. You go there. Another 1 o'clock game. We have a lot of 1 o'clocks, but we have 4 primetime games. That's what's up. It looks like 4 or 5 afternoon games too, but those are all subject to change. So keep your eye out for that. The Browns in week 11, much different than my childhood Browns. They added to the offensive line, got Baker Mayfield some protection, and then they added some more weapons. They got a lot of stuff for them. So I think that they're going to be a challenge. It's definitely going to be a tough team. They have a really good defense. I think people really sleep on that defense and that offense. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, they've got a lot. And they added a receiver. They got Jarvis Landry and OBJ, so those are pretty good. They added Austin Hooper. They've got David Njoku, so they've got some weapons, but I still think we can beat them, so we can go on the road, another short trip, Cleveland, Ohio, so we can beat them. Definitely think we can. And then the Seahawks, oh, man, that's going to be a tough one. They have had our number, obviously, cheap shot McGee last year. They came into our house twice and beat us. I was there for both. I would love for us to go into their house and beat the hell out of them. Run the ball all over them. I think we can go ahead and get that W2. W2. Yeah, so I think we can win that one. Then we go on the road to Green Bay. If anything, I think this is where we could definitely lose this little road trip here, the Packers and then the Saints. After putting heart and soul into most of the season and coming away dominant, we could be looking at 9-3. But then, I mean, if you go into that 9-3, I think you still feel confident. But I honestly in my heart feel that we could easily go 12-0, 11-1. And I'm not even kidding. If we're healthy is the key here. We can beat these teams. But I think this would be where you get your losses coming up. I think you could definitely struggle with the 3 teams, 2 on the road. You got, oh, man, that's rough. That really is rough. Yeah, man, you got the Packers, Aaron Rodgers. Then you got Saints, Drew Brees. And then you got the Cardinals, who just added DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Hopkins, Fitzgerald, Christian Kirk. We don't know if Fitzgerald will still be healthy. I mean, the guy always is, but you can imagine at some point. So we'll see what that team looks like. Kenyon Drake, whatever. They got a good defense, but I honestly feel that by week 15, because you could definitely lose. Let's say by week 15, you probably have 1 or 2 losses. If we're fully healthy, I'd be confident that we could definitely plow through most of these teams. And then you go to Dallas. And honestly, we've struggled, in Dallas. And that's pisses me off to say. So I'd like to see Carson Wentz go in there and beat their ass. So I think we go away winning that one, come home for the last game. We start the season and end the season with the Redskins, end it at home, take ourselves into the playoffs and get some more home games. I really feel like this team could go 14-2. That's right. And I really feel like this team is a Super Bowl caliber team. Traber, my man, what's going on, brother? We just sat here and broke down the good old schedule release we got today. And honestly, I was sitting here. We got some tough games. You look at week 4 through 6 there, and then following through that, before the bye, you got 2 divisional games that follow, and they start with a 4-day rest and then go into a Thursday night game. But then you get a big rest before you play the Cowboys at home. So I like that. But that's where you see a challenge. And I'm not saying the Rams and the Bengals aren't, and I'm not sleeping on anybody, but I truly feel that we could go 8-0 there, man. And if you go 7-1, I'm still okay with it. But the second half is where I worry a little bit there. You have 2 out of 3 of those really, well, I guess 2 out of 4 if you really look at it. Seahawks, Packers, Saints, and Cardinals. And even the Browns are going to be tough. So, damn, dude. Whoo, a lot of road games there. You got 2 out of those 5 right there I named. Ugh, that's rough. So you go on the road, but you got to hope that this team, go on the road and whoop some ass. And I think we could. So I truly feel like this team could go 14-2. And if not, I'd honestly say the lowest would be 12-4, because I don't think in these chunks that you're going to lose all the games. I mean, we could definitely lose to the Niners, Steelers, or Ravens, the Browns, Seahawks, Packers. I think, we upset them last year, which was awesome in Lambeau. So I'd love to see them come here for once. Then the Saints and the Cardinals, that's going to be tough. And I'm not saying the Cowboys will definitely be a challenge too, but it's going to be a tough one, dude. It's definitely going to be tough. Yeah. It's going to be tough for sure, Traver. Feeling 12-4, it's all going to depend. Yeah, and that's what I keep stressing in this video. Health. We got to stay healthy. If we want to go anywhere or do anything, we have to stay healthy. And obviously that was the truth last year, and we somehow pulled it together with the garbage pail kids. So don't want to deal with that again. We got some young guys. We got guys that are healthy. So let's just hope that the older guys that were getting hurt, if they do get a job, they continue to stay healthy. So I honestly, 12-4, 14-2, those sound pretty realistic to me. I know 14-2 sounds ridiculous and people, and look, I haven't even seen the team practice yet, let alone play preseason. So I'm just breaking it down from looking at it and knowing what they have. But I also love my birds. So I'm going to keep it real, but also keep it real by the fact that we could beat any of these teams, dude. We could be 16-0 if we want. Are the Saints still the Saints? Yeah, they're still the Saints, man. I think they have Drew Brees. That's all they really need. But then you got Michael Thomas. Like, oh, my God. And I forget what receiver it was, but I just like, you mother. Oh, it was like the same when the Bucks took Tyler Johnson. I'm like, dude, kid from Minnesota. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? Like, so some of these teams are adding more firepower. So we got to watch out. Oh, no, it wasn't a draft. They traded or they signed Emmanuel Sanders. That's what it was. And added to that room. So it's going to be intriguing, man. And they got a good defense. Marshawn Latimer's pretty good, but I'd like to see Rieger dust him. So, and yeah, exactly like Trey was saying here, just early predictions, man. We're just going with what we got for now, and at least it's something better than nothing. And, obviously we're all hurting, and some people are able to work, some people can't, some people are going crazy, some people are having the time of their lives. I mean, we're just trying to come together, and at least we have some kind of Eagles news to talk about, and that's all that I care about, because honestly, it sucks without it. But I honestly feel confident, even though this does look tough. When you look at it on schedule, it's one of the tougher schedules that, you can look at. So I feel that this team's going to come out swinging, though. We talked about the receiving room. We talked about how many, actual depth pieces we added that are actually going to compete and probably make the roster. Are we going to keep 6 or 7 wide receivers because there's so many good ones, and we're dealing with the other ones that get hurt? So that's a tough one right there. But we talked about the expanded rosters with the CBA and the practice squad. So loving the new CBA. That's really going to help us, but you got to watch out. Practice squad people get plucked from you. Now, I'm really confident. Obviously, we didn't like the Jalen Hurts pick at first, but it is what it is. He's our backup. We got depth there. We have depth at the running back. Talk about Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. Then we re-signed Corey Clement. You got Warren and Holyfield battle, and love that. All those receivers, the tight ends, greatest duo in the league in Ertz and Goddard. And then, you got Perkins and Ellis from last year also competing again this year. Then you got that Noah Togai, 6'4" kid. Really intrigued to see what he's got. But they're going to compete for that third spot. Maybe neither of them or any of the three make them, because if you think about it, they could just bring those guys up from practice squad like they did last year. So very intrigued to see what happens there. Offensive line added depth, got some steals in that Prince Tega Winogo, Jack Driscoll, Julian Good-Jones, even the undrafted free agent. I'm very intrigued by him. So Luke Uriah, another one. So I'm pumped about it, man. And then we went through the defense. All the people we picked up Hargrave, traded for Slay. I mean, if we had an edge rusher, which I've been talking about, that would make me happy. Doesn't need to be Jadeveon Clowney, and we talked about that last night. And not for the kind of money he's asking for. I understand that we have about $50 million rolling over next year, so we'll be over the cap. But Howie Roseman is a magician. He will restructure people and make sure that we are not in a bind next year. Money's not necessarily the issue. If you look at the stats I had compared last night, not the greatest, even compared to Derek Barnett. It's kind of like almost the same production. And we talk about Derek Barnett not producing. Why are you going to give a guy so much money and put yourself in a bind where you have to figure out when you could just get someone like we've been talking about, Everson Griffin, Jabal Sheard, Deion Jordan, Ziggy Ansah. So there's options out there where you don't have to break the bank. Intrigued to see what the Eagles do, but edge rusher is a place where, I'm intrigued. I like Derek Barnett a lot. Like to see him stay healthy. Love Brandon Graham. Love Josh Sweat. Very, very intrigued to see what he does this year. Like Deshaun Hall. But he might end up on the pup list to start the year. We talk about maybe bringing Vinny Curry back. I don't know. But we traded last year for Jannard Avery. We have Sharif Miller. Never saw anything from him. So maybe they give him a chance or he just doesn't make it. I don't know. We got Matt Teo, the kid from the international player program. So he'll be on the practice squad as an exemption, so he doesn't even count. That's cool. Casey Toohill, the last draft pick we had. So we've got some competition there. I would just maybe like to see another stud, because that's how we won the Super Bowl, man. So all for adding another edge rusher, but you look at the inside, those edge rushers might do a lot better when you have Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave, and then you're rotating Malik Jackson, who can go inside and outside. I'm loving it, dude. Re-signed Hassan Ridgeway. Pumped about that. Finally get to see what he has. So I'm really excited. Linebacker, obviously very questionable. Could bring in another linebacker. Maybe bring Braden back. I'm not sure. But I like the competition. We talked about TJ Edwards a lot last year. Love what he brings to the table. Nate Gary needs to work on his tackling, but love the kid. And then you look at Duke Riley, special teams ace. Really excited to see what he does. Maybe progresses a little bit and can compete. Alex Singleton, fan of his. See if he can get past the practice squad. A lot of these guys are going to compete, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be great. Loved the Davian Taylor draft pick and Sean Bradley. Both those guys can push people. Think they could be starters one day. Definitely Davian Taylor. So going to be competition. I know they're not household names that everybody's losing their minds over, but let's wait till we see him in Eagles green first before we judge. Cornerback position, very questionable. Darius Slay, one of the best corners in the game. He's going to make the corners around him better. Praying that Sidney Jones is one of those guys who play outside, hopefully becomes the number 2. Vontae Maddox is going to compete outside and inside, which I think will belong to mostly Nickel, Roby Coleman, and Kervon LeBlanc, holding down that nickel position, which is great competition. And we talk about Jim always using situations, matchups, so these guys can be on the field at the same time. Really depends on what's going on, who you're playing against, all that good stuff. So really pumped about all the depth we had there. And then you talk about the safeties who can play that linebacker or corner nickel role. Will Parks, Jalen Mills, and then you draft Kayvon Wallace. Oh, yeah. Ronnie McLeod back as your free safety. I am loving this, dude. I think depth across the board, competition, and when we're finally able to see them, we're going to see these guys compete. So pretty pumped up. Al says, week 16 will be 14-0. Already won the number 1 seeds week 16. We bench starters. Hey, man, I'm all for it. And it's a possibility. It always is for a Super Bowl caliber team. And I believe that is what we have. Only thing is you got to stay healthy, got to stay confident, and get that swagger back. But if this team returns to the form they had in 17 and now with better players, the only place I question is the edge rushers and maybe a power back. We had 2 of those. So we added speed receivers. I think this offense is really going to turn it up. I really do. I think it's going to be exciting, and this is going to be one of the best teams, and if not the best offense in the league. We'll see how the defense holds up, but I think they'll do much better and make it a little easier for the offense. But, yeah, we'll see. We got, I think they only keep 2 in the active and then practice squad for tight end. Yeah, I was just talking about that earlier in the video. I think that's the move they could definitely make. They did that last year a lot. So it's definitely a possibility. Offensive lineman as well, all that good stuff. So I'm sure you'll see some rotating doors on positions that the guys aren't necessarily a keeper, and then you keep a 6th or 7th wide receiver like we've been talking about. Because I would love to see Jeffrey on that pup list to make it a little easier. So we'll hope for that, but the only time will tell, and we're hoping that we get to the football season, but holding on. We also got to take a little look. I'm not sure how much, like we said, we don't know how much preseason, any kind of season, anything is going to happen, but we also got the preseason schedule, play the Colts first, then the Dolphins, both on the road. Then at home, we got the Patriots and Jets. Woo! Things have changed. Cut down your rosters after week 4, so you're not going to see the same thing where it's like week 3, all the starters are playing and all that good stuff. So things are going to change. You're going to see a lot of different things going on, but I love preseason. I know people hate it. They get pissed off like, it's preseason. I know they're going to get pumped this year because it's something better than nothing, but I love the chance to look at these kids. I know you got to take everything with a grain of salt because you got to know that it's vanilla offensive and defensive play calling. Got to look at who their competition is. Really got to put things into context when you're looking at things in the preseason. But it gives you a chance to really point out individuals and get a chance to at least see something more than just college tape where you literally have to do the same thing, breaking things down, where take everything with a grain of salt. But it's this is the NFL now. So really, really, I can't wait to see where the hell this season starts and when, but we can just hope. We can hope that it's not too long. Well, but yeah, I got a couple of you guys. Record. I like the number 13. So I said 14-2 or maybe 12-4. You were saying, and we were mixing back and forth. So maybe just to be happy, we'll go 13-3. But I truly feel like we could do better than that. So to err on the safe side and not put any bad juju out there in the air, I'll go 13-3. We'll keep her at that, I guess. But I'm sure that'll fluctuate, and we'll see the teams, as they make changes, we make changes. Veterans get cut, people trade, do all that good stuff. People get hurt. The landscape will definitely change. So we'll keep our eye out for any kind of news or anything that's happening like that. But yeah, I wanted to hop on and definitely just break down this schedule. At least, we've all been waiting. We knew who the opponents were. We had the home and away, but we didn't have, when the dates and all the times and good stuff like that. Now, obviously the times are subject to change, but at least we get a little bit of idea here and a little bit of hope. So, and all I need. But I hope this is over sooner rather than later, guys. Hope everybody is staying sane and safe. If you need anything or if you want to talk about any kind of birds, always feel free to message me. You can find me at On the Road to Victory on Facebook, at OTR2Victory on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow my YouTube channel, On the Road to Victory Live, with Jimmy Smith. I appreciate all you guys that tune in and all the questions you ask. I really do. And I'm just like you guys, just trying to get by in this damn time. But, yeah, have a great night, everybody. And as always, go Birds!